study grammar every single day, but every time I try to speak English, I just freeze. Why does this keep happening to me?
Because you're studying English the hard way. Stop memorizing endless rules. The real secret to speaking naturally isn't studying more, it's listening right.
Wait, so you're telling me I can actually improve my English just by sitting back and listening to a real conversation?
100%. And in this video, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No tests, no boring drills, just real natural English. Stay with us for the next 20 minutes and watch how much easier English feels.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Leon.
And I'm Isabel. Hello to all our listeners around the world.
Isabel, before we dive into today's topic, I want to ask you something. Have you ever talked to someone who has studied English for 5 or 6 years but still finds it really hard to speak?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I see that all the time. People memorize vocabulary lists, they study grammar rules every single day, but when they need to order a coffee or talk to a coworker, they just freeze.
Exactly. And do you know why that happens?
Why?
Because they focus too much on studying rules instead of absorbing the language. But then you see other people who just listen to English conversations every day while walking, driving, or cooking, and after a few months, they speak so naturally. That is so true. Listening is like food for your brain. The more natural English you input, the easier it becomes to output when you speak. Precisely. And that is why we are here today. Today, Isabel and I are going to have a completely natural conversation. No boring grammar drills, no dry textbook sentences, just real English about real life. So grab your cup of coffee, tea, or a glass of water, sit back, relax, and just listen. By the end of this 20-minute session, your listening comprehension will be sharper and you'll feel much more confident. Ready, Isabel? Ready. Let's get started.
All right, Isabel, let's start with something every single person does, our morning routines. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Oh, definitely an early bird. I usually wake up at around 6:30 a.m. every day, even on weekends.
6:30 a.m. on a Sunday? Wow, that is impressive. What is the very first thing you do when your alarm goes off?
Well, I try not to look at my phone immediately. That's a bad habit I had in the past. Now I get out of bed, open the window to get some fresh air, and drink a large glass of water.
Drinking water first thing in the morning is such a great habit. It really rehydrates your body after sleeping.
Exactly. What about you, Leon? What does your morning look like?
Honestly, I'm a bit slower in the morning. I wake up at 7:15 a.m. and my brain doesn't function until I have my first cup of hot coffee.
Ah, the magic of coffee. Do you drink black coffee or espresso?
Just black filter coffee with a drop of milk. Once I drink that, I feel human again. Then I usually go for a quick 20-minute walk in the neighborhood.
Walking in the morning is wonderful. It clears your mind before the workday begins.
It really does. Now, let's pause for a second and highlight a few useful phrases for our listeners about morning routines. Isabel, let's repeat these together slowly.
Great idea. Let's review. To wake up. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. An early bird. Someone who likes to wake up early. A night owl. Someone who likes to stay up late at night. To get out of bed. I get out of bed and drink water. To clear your mind. Walking helps to clear your mind. Perfect. Now, listener, think for a moment. Are you an early bird or a night owl? What time do you wake up? Try answering that question in your head in English right now.
Leon, speaking of daily routines, let's talk a bit about work and how people manage their time. Do you ever struggle with procrastination?
Oh, all the time. Procrastination is my biggest enemy.
For our listeners who might not know that word, what does procrastination mean?
Procrastination means delaying or putting off something that you need to do, usually because it's difficult or boring, and doing something fun instead, like scrolling on social media.
Yes, like when you have an important report to write, but suddenly cleaning your whole apartment seems super interesting.
Exactly. I'll start in 10 minutes and then 2 hours pass. How do you deal with that, Isabel? How do you stay productive?
I use a technique called the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but how does it work exactly?
You set a timer for 25 minutes and focus 100% on just one task. No phone, no notifications. After 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. Then you repeat. It makes big projects feel much smaller and easier to start.
That is brilliant. Starting is always the hardest part. Once you start, momentum takes over.
Exactly. Let's look at some key work and productivity vocabulary. Procrastination, delaying tasks that need to be done. To put off, another way to say postpone or delay. Don't put off your goals. Productivity, how efficiently you get things done. To take a break, to stop working for a short time to rest. Momentum, the force or speed gained by moving forward.
Excellent phrases. Remember, learners, if you want to improve your English, don't put it off until tomorrow. 15 minutes of listening today is better than 3 hours of studying once a month.
Procrastination, delaying tasks that need to be done. To put off, another way to say postpone or delay. Don't put off your goals. Productivity, how efficiently you get things done. To take a break, to stop working for a short time to rest. Momentum, the force or speed gained by moving forward.
Excellent phrases. Remember, learners, if you want to improve your English, don't put it off until tomorrow. 15 minutes of listening today is better than 3 hours of studying once a month.
All right, let's change the topic to something everyone loves, travel. Isabel, if you could buy a plane ticket right now to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, without a doubt, Italy. I've been there once before, but I left my heart in Tuscany.
Tuscany? What was so special about it?
Everything, the rolling hills, the ancient architecture, the friendly locals, and of course, the food. Eating authentic fresh pasta in a small family-owned restaurant in Florence was an unforgettable experience.
That sounds dreamlike. You know, traveling isn't just about sightseeing. It really broadens your horizon.
Broadens your horizon? What a fantastic idiom, Leon. Can you explain what that means?
Sure, to broaden your horizon means to expand your knowledge, understanding, and experience of the world. When you travel, you realize that people live differently, think differently, and eat differently, and it makes you more open-minded.
Absolutely. What about you? What's a country you visited that completely surprised you?
Japan. Before I went, I knew it was technologically advanced, but experiencing it in person was mind-blowing. The train system is so punctual. If a train is 30 seconds late, they apologize. And the streets are spotless, even though there are almost no public trash cans.
Wow, that's amazing. Culture shock in a very positive way.
Yes, let's teach our listeners some travel-related vocabulary and phrases. To broaden your horizon, to expand your outlook on life. Authentic. Genuine, real, original. For example, authentic Italian food. Culture shock, the feeling of disorientation experienced by someone visiting a new culture. Punctual, arriving or happening at the exact right time, not late. Spotless, extremely clean, completely clean. These are rich vocabulary words. Listeners, repeat them out loud if you can. Authentic, punctual, spotless. Great job.
Leon, we mentioned food when talking about Italy, and now my stomach is actually rumbling. Do you enjoy cooking at home?
I do. I'm not a professional chef by any means, but I find cooking after work very therapeutic. It helps me unwind.
Therapeutic and unwind. 2 more great words.
Yes, therapeutic means something that helps you relax and feel good physically or mentally. And to unwind means to relax after a period of work or stress.
I love those. For me, cooking can sometimes feel like a chore if I'm tired.
What does a chore mean?
A chore is a routine or daily task that is boring or unpleasant, like washing the dishes or doing laundry. So on busy days, I prefer eating out or grabbing a quick takeaway.
Fair enough. But when you go out to a restaurant with friends, what do you usually value most? The ambiance, the service, or the food quality?
Definitely the ambiance and the conversation. Good food is great, but sharing a meal with people you care about, laughing and catching up, that's what makes eating out special.
Couldn't agree more. Food brings people together across every culture. Let's recap these social and dining phrases. Therapeutic, relaxing and beneficial for your health, mind. To unwind, to relax after work or a busy day. A chore, a boring or routine task you must do. Ambiance, the character, atmosphere, or mood of a place. To catch up, to talk with someone you haven't seen in a while to learn their news. Isabel, we've talked about routines, productivity, travel, and food Good! Now I want to share some natural conversational phrases that will make our listeners sound much more fluent when speaking to native speakers.
Ooh, I love this section. What's the first expression?
The first one is to be honest or honestly.
Ah, yes. We use this when we want to give our genuine opinion, especially if it might be slightly surprising. For example, to be honest, I didn't really like the movie everyone is talking about.
Exactly. It sounds much more natural than just saying, in my opinion.
What's the second expression?
The second one is, I see where you're coming from, but...
That is the ultimate phrase for polite disagreement. In English culture, directly telling someone you are wrong can sound very harsh or rude.
Right, so instead you acknowledge their point first by saying, I see where you're coming from, meaning I understand your perspective, and then you present your side with but.
Let's give an example. I think everyone should work from home permanently. I see where you're coming from, but I think meeting face-to-face is still important for team spirit.
Brilliant example, and one more super common phrase, it goes without saying.
Oh, I use this all the time. It means something is so obvious that you don't even need to explain it. For example, it goes without saying that learning English takes consistency.
Exactly. Let's do a quick lightning review of these 3 conversational gems. To be honest, or honestly, used to express a candid opinion. I see where you're coming from, but I used to disagree respectfully. It goes without saying, used when something is completely obvious.
Wow, Leon, we have covered so many topics today. Now it's time for our favorite part of the video, the listener challenge.
Yes, to all our friends listening right now, don't pause the video. Just listen to these 5 quick questions and try to answer them in your mind or out loud in English.
Question 1. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Question 2. What is one bad habit you are trying to overcome? Is it procrastination or maybe spending too much time on your phone?
Question 3. What is a country you dream of visiting and why?
Question 4. How do you usually unwind after a long, stressful day?
Question 5. What was the most useful vocabulary word or phrase you learned in today's video?
Amazing effort! If you answered those questions, give yourself a pat on the back. You are actively training your brain to think in English.
Amazing effort. If you answered those questions, give yourself a pat on the back. You are actively training your brain to think in English.
It really does, Isabel. And to everyone watching and listening, if you made it all the way to this point in the video, you should be extremely proud of yourself. You just completed over 20 minutes of 100% real, natural English listening practice.
That is a huge step toward fluency. Remember, consistency is key. You don't need to study 5 hours a day. Just listen to a video like this every day while doing your daily tasks, and you will see massive progress in just a few weeks.
If you enjoyed this conversation and found it helpful, please hit the like button. It takes just 1 second, but it helps our channel immensely and allows other English learners around the world to find this video.
And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our weekly listening practice videos.
Also, leave a comment down below answering question 5. What was your favorite phrase from today's lesson? Isabel and I read and reply to as many comments as we can.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, stay positive, and keep listening.
See you in the next video. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.